Okay, so what we learned today was how to graph an inequality like the one we have above. We have y is less than or equal to 16x minus 8. What's nice is this is already in that slope-intercept form, so it's easy to graph. We know that the y-intercept is negative 8, so we go down to negative 8 and plot our point. And then from there we know our slope is up 1 over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how we'll plot that. One thing to note before I draw this line is our inequality is less than or equal to, so that means we have a solid line as opposed to a dotted line. So we'll have it like this. We know that it should be less than that. So if it's less than, it goes below. Shaded region is below the line. And if you want to check, you can plug in certain values. Like there's a lot above it, right? Look at all this. Any of these points should not work for the inequality, like 0, 0. So I'll plug in 0, 0. I'll just 0, 0. So that would be 0 is less than or equal to 16 times 0 minus 8. And you'll see that 0 is not less than negative 8. Now if you plugged in any of these points down here, like let's say 3, negative 9, if you plug this point in, it should work for this inequality. So let's look at this one below that does not start us out with slope-intercept form. What we need is for it to be in slope-intercept form. So all we have to do is, like an equation, isolate y so that it's in slope-intercept form. So first what we can do is subtract 2x from both sides. So negative 5y is less than or equal to negative 2x minus 10. And then finally I can divide both sides by negative 5. Remember, when we divide or multiply by a negative, the sign flips. So now our sign's like this, and we should have 2/5 x plus 2, because we divided all these by negative 5, so every term that is dividing both sides of the equation or inequality by negative 5, we'll see that these negatives cancel, and you get the following. So now it's easy to graph. We know our y-intercept is 2. Then we know our slope is up 2 over 5. Now this inequality also has a, it's greater than or equal to. So it's going to be a solid line. If this were y is greater than 2/5 x plus 2, then we'd have a dotted line like this, because it would not include anything on that line. But that's not the case, right? We actually have y is greater than or equal to. So it's a solid line all the way through. And it looks like the values we can plug in are greater, so we can shade in all of this region, everything above that line. Double check, plug in a point like 1, 4. So 1, 4, if I plug that into this inequality, it should still work. So 4 is greater than or equal to 2/5 times 1. You can see here our x and our y, okay? Plus 2. So we have 4 is definitely greater than 2 plus 2/5. so that checks out.